I've been thinking about the good times. I've been sleeping through
So,
the long
as I was saying, this individual is a top leader and one of the organizations that really backs the industry that we are in, network marketing, um, is Business for Home. And you can quickly just pick your phone, go to Google in Business for Home, and among the first top earners, you would see this gentleman in there. That is how impactful he has been in this industry. And so organizations that govern our industry recognizes him very well. He has built a lot of systems and platforms. Some he has consulted for, some he has developed himself. And so he houses an extraordinary knowledge base when it comes to the industry itself. And more importantly, the projects that we are running now. This individual is the chief network officer for the projects we are currently running. He's a senior vice president in the company, and that is the topmost level of leadership that we have in the company. And so he is in a better position to take us through this evening session. And what we are discussing this evening is simply the uniqueness of this project and the value proposition that it seeks to bring into the conversation that we had in our last session. So the numbers, as I said, the numbers we know speaks in our favor. The question is, what is our value proposition? What is unique about what we have? What makes what we have special, even in the industry itself, and what it seeks to impact as the e-commerce industry in general? So without much ado, it's 6:13. I would invite, I'll yield the mic to our Senior Vice President, Mr. VP Khalid. I've had opportunity to be with him, and honestly, I say I haven't seen such high level of leadership and professionalism when it comes to how he handles and do stuff. And I'm so much grateful that our paths have crossed. I hope to learn so much from you and also impact my life as well. Thank you so much for being on the call. I'll yield the mic to you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Leader Kwasi, for this great, honorable introduction. It's my honor, brother, to work with such great people like you. And we've seen your unbelievable training yesterday. You really set the bar higher. Thank you so much for you. Welcome. Good evening for all our guests. Good evening. You know, I really, that's when I sent the message for some one of you. I wanted every one of you and most of your team members to be part of this call, because tonight I will be talking from my heart. And tonight I will be disclosing some information. But before I start to disclose this information, I need to have the trust pass from you. So first of all, I want every one of you not to get personal from whatever I'm going to share. At the end, it's my opinion. It's my opinion that I have developed after 22 years being in this industry. And thanks God, because of God's blessing and my great team, I've been ranked up one of the top 10. And because of the top leaders and the top earners and because of the company founders, a lot that I have worked with and know. So I developed a conclusion of our great industry that I want to share with you tonight. And this conclusion was also backed up by my engineering background. As most of you know, before I was a networker, I'm an electronics and telecommunication consultant project engineer. So when I combined my experience of network marketing and engineering, I came up with a very small assumption, with a very, like, we can say, a shortcut of my 22 years and a conclusion and an assumption that I put it into 3 slides that I want to share with you. But before I share with you, I want every one of you here to give me your trust pass, to not take anything I will share as something personal, as I'm going to take directly from my heart. So I want you all to put for me in the chat, do I have the permission to speak honestly from my heart? If you give me the permission, put in the chat, yes. I want to see everyone putting in the chat, yes. Okay, because I know some information might, in a direct or indirect way, people get little bit personal about it. But, you know, for me, when I work with some people, when I work with partners, the only thing I do is I just say what's in my heart. And I just say the truth. Because at the end, no matter how you want to disguise the reality always going to show up. So I would rather to bring it up from the beginning. This is how I build with my team. This is how I build with my people. 100% transparency and 100% trust. So thank you so much. A capital yes. Thank you, Izzy. Thank you so much for all our partners who have given me their trust pass and have given me their permission. So let me take you through the slides. Let me start by sharing my own slides, and here we go. Okay. Actually, this is one of the training I have done in the leadership camp, in the leadership event we had in Dubai in June, 7th and 8th of June, in the one of the world's most luxurious resorts, the one and only in Dubai. But of course, I'm not going to share them all because actually my partner and my brother Kwasi, leader Kwasi, he has done the first part of it perfectly about talking about the power of e-commerce. But I just want to first start to correct, before I jump to the subject, I need to correct some understanding that we all talk about and just like focus on it. So by we understanding and correcting those mythology we have in our mind, we will be able to discover the reality. Now, one of the biggest myths I've ever heard in my life, one of the biggest myth I've ever heard in my life is the word small business, medium business, large business. You know, it was, this business is a small business, this is a medium business, this is the large business. This is not a reality. It's a myth. It's a lie. Now, the fact is, there's a small or medium or large businessman or businesswoman. I used to have my friend, Kuwaiti friend, 2006, used to own a tower in Sheikh Zayed Road, 27-story tower. He was a multi-millionaire. 2008, real estate recession hit. Right now, he is selling birds in some of Sharjah stores. And I know another guy, 9 years ago, he started selling peanuts under the brand name of Al-Rifai. Al-Rifai company, as we speak today, is generating more than $30 million yearly sales. Peanuts, real estate. It's all about the person. So there's nothing called a small businessman. There's nothing called small business, medium business, or large business. There is something called small or big businessman or businesswoman. And let me help you to understand how sometimes realities could be disguised, and how sometimes some noise could, close your mind and make you see the reality in a different way. We're gonna all together do a practice, okay? Focus with me what I'm gonna say. We're gonna do a very small practice, 1 minute practice. In this practice, I want you all, you will have a video now. Try to focus on your computer or on your mobile. Focus very well. And if you have a headset, connect them. If you don't have a headset, put the voice to the maximum. And I want you just to focus at the red point for 1 minute. Let's all do it together. And after 1 minute, I'll tell you what happened. Now, I want you all to focus at the coming video for 1 minute and focus at the red dot in the middle. Keep focusing at it for 1 minute. Let's start. We all gotta focus at the red dot, as you can see, for 1 minute. Don't look left, don't look right. When I tell you stop, immediately you take your eyes up and you look at things around you. And then you tell me what happened. Are we ready? Let's put in the chat. Are we ready? In the chat, please. If you're ready, say I'm ready. Let's have an interactive session together, because we're not in a presentation. We're in a workshop together now. Okay, I can't see the chat, maybe because, yeah, perfect. We're ready. Okay, let's get started. Only laser focus at the red dot in the middle. Don't look left, don't look right. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Just keep focusing at the red dot. Don't move your eyes. Okay, are you ready? Look around you now. Look around you. Look at the wall. Look at the chairs. Look at the seat. Look at things around you. And please tell me in the chat, what do you see? Just tell me now on the chat what you see or how you see things. Put it in the chat. What have you seen after you turn your heads around? Everything is moving. Yes, Tando. The rest, what did you see when you look at your lights, at your chairs, at your desk? It's a motion. Okay. I'm lost. I keep seeing the red button and things around it moving. Moving motion. Okay. So actually, this is a very small trick to your subconscious mind that sends small signals. This is how powerful your mind is. This is like a very, so see, that's 1 minute effect. So when you allow, imagine that's the power of your subconscious mind. When you believe in something, sometimes the noise, sometimes things that keep, sending signal to your mind, making you see things, which is not reality. Because everything around you is not moving. Everything around you is fixed. But what happened? That's the effect of your subconscious mind and your belief and your actions. So this is what happened to you when you think of any business or when you think of any opportunity, as a small or big. When we told you whatever you believe you will achieve, it's not a saying, guys. It's a physical transformation, scientific transformation of your behavior and your beliefs. And you've seen only a 1 minute exercise that could make you see things in a different way, and which is not real. But this is the effect of your belief in anything that will reflect on your presentation, on your action, on your results, and everything. So the word, whatever you believe you will achieve, it could go into like 3 days workshop. But I'm just giving you a simple example. And we started by building our belief system yesterday with leader Kwasi. When he talked about the opportunity that you had, when he talked about the number of e-commerce, when he talked about what this opportunity could do to you. And I'm not going to go over it. I started, I have a complete training about the power of e-commerce and the transformation Africa and globally, and the number of e-commerce company that has gone unicorn, a $1 billion and $10 billion company only in the last 3 years because of the power of e-commerce and because of the pandemic that pushed the e-commerce to the maximum. But leader Kwasi yesterday has done it perfectly. So there is no two properly functioning mind in the world as we speak can even question the potential of e-commerce and what's going to happen, and the potential of the expansion of it, and especially the number Kwasi show us. And actually, he shocked me yesterday by the web mobile, like being Africa is the biggest in the world. So the numbers are all into our favors. Those are not hypes. Those are data. Those are not opinion. These are not political statement. This is not your brother-in-law statement who hates rich people. It's data, air data, facts that no one can ever discuss about. So now what you gonna do about it? This is the question. So this is what I just wanted to start with this message is take care of what you're feeding to your system. Take care of what you're feeding to your mind. Take care, because it determines your future. You've seen a 1 minute practice make you see vision, make you see something unreal. And it's not real, but you're seeing it. That's what you're doing to yourself. And we, with this 21 days run, we're helping you to see the real truth loud and clear, crystal clear, so you can build your actions accordingly. Started yesterday with the data and the great training by Leader Kwasi about the power of e-commerce. But our combination, our great industry, ladies and gentlemen, is a combination of two powerful industries. E-commerce has been spoken perfectly about yesterday, and spoken even about the numbers of Africa, that people who don't understand what's going to happen, they will be like, oh, I was there when they talk about it. Oh, 2 years there, I was, I was about to start this industry when everyone is doing it. But this off or wow or I wish I could have or did off won't pay you, won't make you out of the pioneers. People who understand, see the vision, see the action, see the great potential and act accordingly. Those are the winners. People who want to lay low and wait to see things happen, they're going to be the second line and third line. But first liners, the biggest potential growers who can smell, taste, feel, and opportunity and act accordingly. Keep feeding their belief system with the right proper data. That was done first part perfectly yesterday. Power of e-commerce. But the other module of our business is network marketing. We're a combination of two powerful modules. E-commerce, online shopping, that's right now sits on top of all the world when it comes to trends and opportunity. And the second is network marketing. And I'm here tonight to talk about network marketing, but with truth, with a very high truth. And you know, this meeting is recorded and it will go to all networkers in the world. And simply, I don't care, because when you talk about the fact, you don't care. And let me speak the fact, my own opinion after 22 years. If we look at our industry, I want to just share with you that the parts of our industry, we're going to talk about challenges and how have we upgraded and fixed the broken model of our great industry. Because no industry is perfect. Our network marketing industry is the best in the world, but nothing is perfect. Everything has a broken model. And we're going to see how we have raised the bar higher and how we are really getting into the fourth revolution of our great industry and e-commerce. Now, if you look at all network marketing industry in the world, it's divided into four parts. Now, actually, we have added the fourth part. There's investment MLM companies, there's crypto MLM companies, there's product-based MLM companies. And as you have given me your permission, okay, and I'm going to say, with my opinion, I'm going to talk from my heart, because I've been a trader for the last 14 years, and I'm still a trader, by the way. I do trade, I do some investment. Let me tell you this. As far as I've seen for the last 22 years, I've never seen any legitimate, real crypto MLM opportunity. That's the first part. That's my opinion. And if you want me to tell you why, I'll tell you why. Because when you are building a network marketing business with crypto, it's like you're telling someone, my product as a network marketing company is this. Let's say, consider this as a $1,000 bundle. Okay, this $1,000 bundle. Now, I am the crypto company. My product is this $1,000. I'm selling you this $1,000 for $2,000. You're telling me, why? It's a $1,000. Why you sell it for me $2,000? Because I tell you, this $1,000, I believe after 1 year, 2 years, it will go to $3,000. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you can never have that as a product in network marketing. And you won't find any legitimate STC, FTC legalized network marketing crypto company as we speak, as I've seen for the last 22 years. Again, that's my opinion. Investment-based companies. Companies offering people or advising people or telling people, you can get high yields, you can get, you know, if you put some money, we're going to invest it here and there and pay you 5%, 10% every year, every month. Now, I've been into 14 years investment, and I'm investing heavily in Forex and also in crypto. You know, I buy some Bitcoins and like this, you know, I gamble a little bit. But for Forex, no, I invest heavily. But after I blow up, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars of account until I developed my own system that I work, and it's being successful for me. Now, also, when you offer in investment, if you look at all hedge funds in the world that they're offering investment products, it's like 5%, 6%, 8%. You know, actually, Al Walid bin Talal groups, you know, 5 years ago, they have celebrated that they broke some of the world records and they hit 8.6% a year. But when it comes to investment, there is no one over since the World War II until today. There's no firm in the world that could offer a fixed investment return and sustain. Whether it's Wall Street, whether it's Capital, I'm talking about billion-dollar company, whether it's Terra Luna just collapsed few months ago. It's a $50 billion company. The Anchor Protocol, you know, UST was $50 billion, was giving people a fixed yield of 20% a year. 2 years later collapsed, totally collapsed. No one can ever control the market. No one. If you go now to the biggest hedge funds in the world, they will never give you a solid payout percentage. So how come you can put that into network marketing? Try to understand this, guys. In network marketing, you are paying commission, 50%, 60%, right? And you still need to pay, let's say 5% a year, a month. That's 60% a year. And 60% commission, 50%. You know how these things work. It's an unstable market. You can never have that as a product because it's always gonna collapse at one point. Yes, in some month you could make 200%. You know, you're lucky, but you can never have that as a solid, recurring thing that's happening. And I've seen, you know, tens and tens of opportunities going around this. Again, that's my opinion. And I've never seen since 22 years until today any opportunity that's sustained, because the market is volatile, guys. The market is so volatile, no one can control it. That's why you see some biggest hedge funds with billions of dollars, they fade away. They stay for some period of time, they're gone. So you can never have that as a product sold into network marketing. So for me, the first two parts here, I will never even try, because for me, this, I've never seen it for 22 years, works in network marketing. Now, the other two parts, product-based companies. I'm talking here about the legit one, the good ones, that I myself graduated from product-based company. You know, I've learned my leadership from product-based company. My ex-company was Kina. And I never, ever badmouth him, and I will never, ever do that. Yes, as I feel myself as one of the ambassadors in the world for our network marketing industry, I go all out loud when I see a scam opportunity and I bash it. Why? Because when those scam opportunities hit us in the market, the people will not distinguish between real one and scam one, and they're going to all accuse us for the same. So I feel that it's part of my duty to protect our great industry. But you will never, ever see a true leader bashing a real network marketing company. No, it's a big market. The karma rule, it's open for everyone. But I'm just sharing my experience. I'm just sharing my feeling and my thoughts about it. Now, for 16 years, I've been doing product-based companies. And actually, when I left my engineering job, it was at that company, when, you know, just the last 1 year. But also while I'm doing this, it's like, it's, you know, for me, I was loving it, was leadership, was training, but I was always looking at some challenge that I couldn't find. You know this, the black box, this in the airline, you know, each airline, it has a black box. Actually, it's an orange box. I don't know why they call it the black box, but it's like when the airline crashes, they take it out, all the recordings and all the video. Whenever I was building the industry, I had that black box in my heart. And I was always thinking of it. What is the reason? What is happening? What's going on? Why I see some top earners, you know, the hockey stick effect. Why I see some top earners building some network marketing company, 3-5 years, 2-3 years, then they leave to other company, 2-3 years, then they leave to other company, and that company is still working. That was the question that I couldn't find an answer. And we train our people that network marketing is like a marriage. It's not dating. It is a marriage. You should be married to your opportunity if you really want to take it as a career. Those grasshoppers, they won't do anything. I've never seen ever in my life one of the top earners building 3-4 companies together. I've never seen that. And this is the discussion we had also with Mr. Ted, you know, the CEO of Business for Home. Last time we were talking about that. We've never seen that. It's not, because network marketing needs you to put your heart and soul into the business to make it prosper. It's like growing your kid. And I believe Leader Jeff talked about it perfectly. But that question for me and the challenges that I faced, that was reducing my belief slowly. You know, when you are into something and you believe big time, you're going to the maximum. So why for 16 years doing network marketing, I was never even ranked as one of the top 500, not even the top 100, one of the top 500. And when I joined E-Entrepreneur 3 years later, I was ranked as a 9th top earner. 16 years, never even was in the list. When I joined eEntrepreneur, 3 years later, I've reached to the 9th top earner. It's the same Khaled. What happened? My black box question was answered. The objection that I had. What those objections that I had in my thought? What is the challenge that I used to see? When we used to promote product-based company, which is, again, for me, they are super. They make the industry. They are, legitimate. They're great. But nothing is perfect. Everything has a challenge. When we promoting them, those are the challenges that I'm going to talk one by one about them for you and how it was fixed. The first thing was the product limitation and selling skill. When you are promoting certain product, let's say cosmetic or nutrition or vacation packages, like you are limited. You can never ever have a big market percentage because you will only be limited to those categories. Because not everyone would like nutrition, not everyone will like cosmetic, not everyone will like your coffee, they like my coffee, not everyone will use your foundation cream, they like to use Louis Vuitton foundation cream, not everyone will buy your vacation package, they want to do it through Booking or Hotels.com. So that what always give us a market limitation, plus the huge competition in the market of product manufacturing make the life even harder and harder. And the selling skills. I use, in my ex-organization in Kenya, I had like 40,000 plus. Out of 40,000 plus, there was like 20 people who were able to train about the product. And I was always saying it like, if I want to sell healthcare product, I need to be a doctor to know all the ingredients and all the effects and side effects. And I used to spend too much time training people about skills that they will never learn. And if I was selling like beauty products, I need to be a model, a beautiful girl to show, it's not available for everyone. So that limitation was putting me like a lion in a cage. And the most important limitation that I faced was, today, I am building in Dubai. I started a team in Morocco with one good leader. He started expanding 50, 60, 100 BAs, start building. Then after that, out of a sudden, so many products going to Morocco. Then what happened? Customs has stopped the product. Then what happened? You've got to license the product. The product is not licensed by the Ministry of Health. The product is not licensed by the custom. Then when they talk to them, you have to set up the office there and you have to get the product approvals, blah, blah, blah. When you talk to the company, we have this and this. We need, okay. Then they have to create a bigger volume so we can operate a physical office. Then when you talk to the team to create a bigger volume, okay, the product is not coming. We need to license it. So it was like, those kind of limitations, like, holding my arms from going global. Because whatever product we used to sell, it used to be licensed or FDA approved or Ministry of Health. So those kind of limitation was like taking 70% of my expansion power. So that was my first challenge. Second, changing customer habits. And this is, I never understood it after 15, 16 years of doing it until it happens. Because when someone like Costa Coffee or Starbucks coffee, and you keep convincing them that this coffee is better because it had this and this and this and that. Now, at the beginning, he will do it because he liked the opportunity, he's earning money. After 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, he stopped earning money. 90%, 95% will go back to their Starbucks coffee or their foundation cream or their, for example, in Middle East, when you talk especially to Muslim people about having this subliminal and healthy wine, we believe that honey has all kinds of subliminals in the world. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe it's wrong, but I'm saying the mindset. So we used to spend too much energy trying to change customer behavior. And this is at the beginning, starts to happen when people are making money, when they're not, they go back. The internet becomes an enemy. When we are buying most of the products of any company, what happened? We're in ownership. Any product company, you have to buy every one product. So many of the distributors, 90%, 95% of the distributors, they're not able to sell these products. So what they do, they try to offer the product in eBay, in Amazon, in Jumia, for quarter the price, just to get at least some of their money. So when you are presenting customers, they go and search. No, please, don't go to the internet. The internet becomes overactive, you know, because they're gonna always find same product cheaper, or similar product cheaper. So it's like the internet is like becoming our enemy when we use the business model. It's not really supporting the growth and the trend. That was also one of the challenges. And the biggest challenge that I had is the compensation. This one, I need to grow it. But you know what? I will keep this until the end. I will talk about the last two. So, when I look at most of the top earners taking into those challenges into consideration that we all face, you know, building those companies, with all my stuff. But you know, any business in the world is full of challenges, part of life. But if we have a way to conquer it, then we can even be bigger and better. So, the answer for my question of the black box, why some people stay 2-3 years, they move to other company and other company. I'll tell you why. If you look at most of the top earners, and I was one of them in my company, one of the, I'm not the top, you know, 10, but one of the highest earners. I was a V counsel. You know, you will look in 2-3 years, the white line, see this white line? The white line is your income generated from recruiting. You will see the income generated from recruiting in first 1 or 2 years goes like this. Boom, 5,000 a month, 10,000, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month. 1 or 2 years later, 95% drop in the income. It happened to all top earners, and I bid you to show me one that didn't have this. All of them. So what happened? They start to rebuild. When they rebuild, it goes like this, smaller, then poof. Start to rebuild again, smaller until it fades away. So most of the earners or top leaders, they understand that to start a new curve is easier than trying to rebuild. And they think that people are stupid. They can drag people behind them. And they go and start a new curve. It's a new company, better than the one that was before, better income, your upline can be your sideline, the story of the new girlfriend. Then they build a new curve. New curve, boom, drops. Then they come with a third company. It's better than the one that was better before, and upline, sideline, blah, blah. But every time their curve is smaller than the first one, because less and less and less and less people believe in them. Less and less and less people follow them until they say the industry is not working for us. And they do what? They go and look for a job. Or they try to just like do training, whatever. What's really happened? I'm sorry if I hurt someone, but you give me first your trespass and you told me to. I'm talking seriously from my heart about what exactly happened. So this curve, a lot of leaders, they don't understand, or they pretend that they don't understand. And some of them, they're looking for this microwave, but you don't know. Person are having challenge joining. Please, I can't disable the password. It's like building the system. So, you know, some of the leaders, they don't understand this, or they pretend that they don't understand. And they're looking for some microwave, you know, boom, you know, they think there's a microwave opportunity. They can make them some good money fast, but they don't know. They are losing their name, their credibility, and their talent by the time. And they would never be able to make it again. Not because of people. People will never finish. You will always gonna meet new people, a new prospect. It's for your own self-esteem and belief of yourself and capabilities as a leader and as a builder. It will be broken. Not because people gonna finish. People will never finish. And this say saturation is a biggest lie. You know, we will never get saturation. The number of people coming to life more than people dying. Don't worry. But what's gonna happen? Time after time after time, your self-esteem and confidence of you as a true leader and a builder, it's going to be broken. And you will go and disguise and try to find something else to make a living. and you will settle for a quiet, desperate life just to feed yourself and your family. You've got no more wings to fly. It's gone. Bye-bye. If you don't understand this, if you're not taking this business as your full-time business, I always say it like this. You start network marketing as an employee. You are employer of you. Who's your boss? You are the boss of that employer. You do your daily activity, build it consistently. Keep doing it again and again and again and again. But this time, I promise you it's going to be with a different end of the movie. What do I mean about a different end of the movie? You know, when you go and watch a movie, an action movie for an actor that you love, you're getting into the cinema, you buy your popcorn, you buy your nachos with extra cheese and extra jalapeno, and you go with your wife or with your partner, whatever, you go inside, you're excited, you're watching the movie, you're watching every part of the movie with full excitement, and whatever happened, your adrenaline goes high and you jump with it. And you're so excited and you want to see what's going to happen. Now, if you go and see the movie again, are you going to watch it with the same excitement? You will be excited, interested, but not like the first time. When you watch the movie the third time, you know what I mean? So actually, why I have seen some network marketing leaders, they come here. No, I'm sharing the screen. You don't see my screen sharing, ladies and gentlemen?
We can see your screen. We can see
everything. Yeah, because some people say they cannot see the screen. Anyway, okay. So here, some network marketing leaders, they get into this pretending that they know the end of the movie. Pretending, okay, we're going to build something, try to collect $20,000, $50,000 before it collapses. So they are watching, they're building e-entrepreneur like watching the movie for the third time. No, guys, it's totally different movie. You don't know what is the end, trust me. Never ever kill your excitement, never think that you even know. You don't. And let me show you a very simple fact for this. When you're building your network marketing business in e-entrepreneur, it's going to be the same. Your income goes 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000 a month. And after some time, it will drop massively. But the good thing is what? That while you're building your network marketing business, you're also gradually growing customer base. Because your business associate will promote for customers, or even the existing business associate who quit the business, they are customers. So while your income start drying off, this is a new income taking off. This is the exit plan. This is when everyone in Africa have a mobile application installed in their phone, and you're sharing even 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent of most of transaction, hundreds of millions of dollars per day. But this can never be so big unless you build this big. You really need to build a big distributor base so they can build a big customer base. And let me tell you this, listen to me carefully. In our world tour in October, we're going to show you an update that no one in Africa, no one in whole Africa who is a member of e-entrepreneur will never have real great customer in his organization, nationally and internationally. I'm not gonna talk. You will see everything in the tour. Because in the next African tour we're gonna have in October next month, we are going to share with you it's not one of the biggest, it is the biggest news ever comes into e-entrepreneur 20 years history. There is no way for anyone to lose. People who are passively building their team and engaging, there is no bloody way to lose. See this exit plan? We will make sure that to help everyone to have it. Not with blah, blah. with a full 100% complete projection project and plan that you will see it live in the World Tour in October. So every single business associate you recruit now is a wealth to you, is a partner, and you will see. So this is how we fixed the broken model. This is what brought me back to life, to the industry, because that was my only problem. I was always looking for a solution because I know whatever company I'm going to build, even a company coming from God, 2-3 years, 95% of my team will quit. Natural human psychology. And those 95%, there's no way they're using my service or product because they're going to go back to their habits. But here, because we have almost 85 to 90% of all the shopping volume in the world, whatever happens, they're going to go back to. At least 70, 60% of it is still part of our income generating cashback. So even the quitters, they're still gonna save money and you make money. That's never ever happened in the history of direct selling industry. So with this model, with this combination, we have fixed the last broken piece. And in October, you will see magic. And the last point I want to talk about is the compensation plan. And this is, I will use the whiteboard and listen to this carefully. Let me go to that whiteboard. Why is, okay. Let me stop sharing and I'll share again. Share whiteboard. Please try to understand this, guys. This is also some of the things that give me, you know, the engineering satisfaction about this when I understand it. Now, all compensation plan in the world, binary, trinary, unilevel, matrix, no, matrix or pyramid, binary, trinary, unilevel, generation, whatever, all compensation plan in the world, all of them. Okay, I'm going to make it for you like a very simple example. You all see my whiteboard, right? Can you, Lady Kawasi, can you confirm? You can see my whiteboard and drawing? Okay, perfect. Perfecto. Okay, so let's
we can see everything.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, bro. So let's assume that the compensation plan of any company is like this circle, this cake. Now, what is feeding or what is filling that box? It's the signups, right? Signups or selling of the products of that company. Product selling. Like whether it's a beauty cream, cosmetic, vacation package, coffee, nutrition. So what the only income source that's filling this pool is what? Is the selling of the company product and the signing of a new member. True? Okay, perfect. So let's say this week there is $10 million worth of sales. Now, who is taking money out of this pool? First, product development cost. Second, the product itself, the product cost itself, product manufacturing the product, plus logistics, plus salaries of employees, plus profit of owners, plus the compensation plan. Compensation. The income plan, whether it's binary, unilevel, whatever, yeah? So after all of those are taken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, any company, it has actually from 8 to 15 things taking money out, resources. But for all companies, the only resource that's feeding this is the selling of that company product. So it's like only one source feeding and so many sources taking money out. That's why you've seen a lot of hook stick. This is like a virtual circle eating itself until it's fade away. Like you have a hotel, let's say a 4-star hotel. That 4-star hotel, they have, let's say, 500 employees. And they tell to their employees, you will get your salary paid under one condition, that every day you have to buy one meal from the hotel. Now, some of the employees will have no problem as long their payout or their salary is higher than that big time. But by the time when this costs become more, it's like, you're trying to make money from your own employees. It's like a virtual circle, This will fade away because there's only one income, one outcome. It's like, virtual circle. So that will happen. It's like the only one source feeding this pool, which is the sign up and selling of only one product. Now, what is the difference in our Complan pool? What is the difference? Almost 40 to 50% of our compensation plan or our income is not paid from selling the package of STM or VIP or team member or PPA. Those are our products, right? VIP, $49, STM, I don't remember, $290, TM for $20, PPA is like around $2,000. So the compensation plan, 40 to 50% is not only paid from this. Paid from what? You remember, you have 30% commission of the cashback of your customers, and you have 5 to 27% commission of the cashback of your organization customers. Those are the customers generated by your BAs. Over the long term, these two compensation plan is around 30 to 40% of your payout. Is this from where this money coming? Is it coming from the STM and Team member and PPA? No. It's coming from 16,000 merchants. Listen to this carefully, please. Now, let's say Booking.com, the deal between SaveMate and Booking.com, that when I am SaveMate, I send you a customer, you pay me 10% commission. Let's say the customer book a hotel for $1,000, then Booking.com sent for SaveMate $100 as commission. Who paid that $100? That's Booking.com. Now, this $100, $50 will go for the customer as cashback. $40 will go here. And $10 will stay with SaveMate. So we have 16,000 merchants like Booking.com sharing 40% of their commission to our pool. So our pool is not only fit from sign-up packages, it's fit from 40% of the commission of 16,000 top merchants in the world. So do you understand how this pool is live, interactive, realistic business model? So when I put all those things together, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's too much now. I don't want to get it more. Let me just try to get simple as much as I can. But when I put all these things together, ladies and gentlemen, it formed for me the perfect model. That's why Khaled Shah simply in 16 years never ever reached any of the top earner rank, and only joining e-entrepreneur after 3 years. 3 years. I hit the 9th top earner in the world. When I have understood this, when I found the answer of the question that I've been asking years after years, when I find the real retirement plan, this is what make any one of you, if you understand the psychology of yourself, to become one of the top earner. And this is what can fill all of you in the business for home list. If you digest this, feel it, understand it, and act accordingly. And I want to end with the last 2 minutes to just compensate or just like emphasize about the plan started with impact. Great plan, the 90 days action plan. Actually, I'm not going to talk about the 90 days. I'm here just to talk about why e-entrepreneur as a networking model. But I just want to close it by telling you the importance of 90 days plan, 90 days action plan. If you go, if it comes to me, more than 80% of my income that I've generated in 22 years were generated during campaigns. If you go and ask any top earners in the world, he will tell you that the major reason of his income was because of campaigns. And I created a small thing, I call it stairs of leadership. When you're starting a company as a true builder and leader, let's say you want to take your income level to $2,000 to $4,000 a month. Then you start with a 90 days campaign. And I think it will be explained in the next 21 day session. You put this campaign, it's like 100 full power commitment for 90 days. Then you maintain that campaign for like 3 to 5 months. You put 50% lower. Then if you want to raise your income to the next level, it only can be done now with having another campaign. But now this time a bigger campaign, because you're going to do it with 3 to 5 serious people to raise it to the higher level. You maintain for 3 to 5, 6 months. You want to raise it for even a higher level, you start another campaign. The secret of 90 days, you go ask Microsoft, Samsung, Apple about it. When they launch a new product, 1 month before and 2 months after, 90 days, they are always bombarding you with events, email, messages, WhatsApp, everything, the 90 days. So that's for me the stairs of leadership. You want to take your income level up, do a 90 days campaign, maintain it. Want to even raise it higher, another bigger campaign, maintain it. Want to raise it even higher, do another bigger campaign. So it depends on how strong you are. So this is exactly the 21-day description is at taking you into this 90-day campaign. So that was my share with you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. That was my participation. And I want to thank every one of you for being with us until this moment and understanding what we're all about. So by the time you will really understand and know, by getting into this learning session, into this training, you will understand and know what does it mean for you. And tomorrow, as we know, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, our Zoom presentation. But again, one more advice. Don't only focus at building your business online. You can never build your business only online. Use the online system as a tool to support you. But networking is all about social activities, shaking the hands with the leaders, building with them, working with them, with the prospect, sitting with them, inviting them to your office, to your house, make a tea party, play the presentation with them, share. This kind of activity will build the business. So again, tomorrow, same time, in the same link, our presentation. So every one of you have your prospect on, invite your people to your house, put it in the TV, to your office, sit together, build together, work together. This is how you create momentum. Because the next tour in October, I promise you, if you are not putting the maximum number of your team, you will really regret every minute you wasted. Because the next October is going to be a game changer. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It was my pleasure and my honor. And thanks, Leader Kouassi, and thanks all the great leaders. See you at the top tomorrow and every day. God bless.
Thinking about the good times. I've been sleeping through the long night.